Hello, welcome back to the Take Up Commentary. Today we're gonna watch James Fowler. Now, this is a guy I've actually never seen. Right? I've seen his picture. Right? I know this guy exists. Didn't know him by name. Saw his picture, and I think I'm familiar with who it is, but I've never actually seen what he does. Right? This is the Sting house where Lauren Armstrong was caught. Dustin McFetridge was caught. Just to name a few. I know there's more, but pretty big characters in the TCAP lore, right? So we're gonna watch to see how James Fowler matches up, right? Because I've never really heard of this guy, right? I got recommended by a friend of mine, right? More on that later, right? But anyway, let's get right into this. If you like to catch a predator, right, check out the channel. I have all these videos. So
right here.
Meet 34-year-old James Fowler. He's been chatting online with a decoy posing as a 13-year-old. Calling himself You Want Come and Get Me 2005, he wastes no time getting to the point.
Okay, just you wait, right? He's a bit loud on my end, but anyway, okay, he's 34 years old, meaning a 13-year-old.
Meet 34-year-old James Fowler. He's been chatting online with a decoy posing as a 13-year-old.
Okay.
Calling himself You Want Come and Get Me 2005, he wastes no time getting to the point.
I like to pleasure people and be pleasured. I just don't chat. I meet. I want to know. If I meet you, you will let me pleasure you?
Sounds fun.
Pleasure.
Then he turns on his webcam and shows her his
Wait a minute, bro. Just you wait, man. We just started. What the hell's happening, right? But one thing I do want to point out, I believe this is the last a TCAP segment, like Sting, that they ever actually did, right? I'm like 90% on that, right? I'm pretty sure this was the last Sting operation that Chris Hansen did with NBC. And to hear them still have a voiceover guy, right? It's actually very surprising, right? Someone who reads out the Predator's chat log. So, just off of that, something I just like noticed and I had to mention, right? Because I actually, we've seen, of course, segments from here, but the last like official one we've seen was like the Dustin McFetridge one, and there's also the Bald Beaver one, but it's been a while, so.
Calling himself You Want Come and Get Me 2005, he wastes no time getting to the point.
I like to pleasure people and be pleasured.
It's crazy.
I just don't chat. I meet. I want to know. If I meet you, you will let me pleasure you?
Sounds fun.
Christ.
Then he turns on his
decoys.
webcam and shows her his private parts. The next day, he's
2004. Is that like this is it? This can't be when this happened, right? That must be like when the picture was took, 2004, right? Crazy. But there's two voiceovers for this, right? There's the decoy one, there's the predator one, which again, I'm surprised by the budget, because I'm pretty sure in lore, like, this TCAP segment for NBC was like half the actual length of like the other ones.
on his webcam and shows
like,
her
less
his
budget.
private parts. The next day, he's walking into our living room.
Oh my
Look at this.
god.
We got these sweet new chairs. Sit down. It's
Oh
so cool.
my
It has like
God.
a massager in it.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait. I know you might be wondering, like, what are you talking about? Well, what happened, right? This guy is gigantic. Am I okay, don't go on. Please, I don't want to see it
The
again.
next day, he's
Am I tripping, right? Like, he is
Walking into our-
gigantic. Oh my god, who was one that I said towers? Oh, what's his name? Damn, it's not Cody Green. It's the other one, the vampire one. I forgot his name. Doesn't matter. Anyway, yeah, I thought that guy was tall. This guy is tall. And he looks kind of scary too.
Look at this.
Holy
We got
hell! I would be scared if this guy would grab onto Casey, right? Poor Casey, right? I haven't seen her in a little bit, I think. Right? Yeah, we haven't seen her in a little bit. But anyway. Christ.
Sweet new
This
chairs.
guy is
Sit
tall.
down. It's so cool. It has like a massager
Tall
in
and
it.
dreamy.
If you push those buttons,
Oh man, I know I'm pausing it so frequently, but like, bro, I gotta tell you my thoughts, right? That's what a commentary is, right? But like, I don't know how to explain this, but I've never felt this way towards a predator before, right? I feel scared. You know, like out of all the other ones, right? Like you can see that they tried being charming, right? Like, oh, you know, they tried being charming, they tried being nice. You know, some of them are like, you know, they don't have social skills, so they like come off kind of like stupid and creepy, right? But this guy, to me, has came off as the creepiest one. Like, to me, like he hasn't said a single thing, and like it's so quiet. I don't know, it's so quiet. He's so gigantic. Like the danger is real.
Sit down. It's so cool. It has like a massager in it.
God Almighty.
If you push those buttons, I got him to sit in the chair, and I was just sitting on the edge of my chair.
Please.
That's pretty cool, right?
That's wild.
And then
Oh
out
my
of nowhere,
God.
he just stood up. And
Oh, it's this one. Oh my God. Okay, so to explain a little bit of what's about to go down, right? I did hear that someone got up from their chair in this sting, right? But I'm pretty sure it wasn't him. Am I tripping? It's I thought the guy who stood up had a red shirt on. But dude, people in this sting, like, you know, now I understand why, you know, in the other sting operations, right, they always kept decoy very far from these guys because they're very touchy. Like, they're actually very touchy. They want hugs. They want to, you know, grab onto the decoy, whatever, right? They want to see the decoy. And, oh, man, like, and I am so glad that Casey, like, sits on the edge of the chair, right? Because if she sat on the chair, dude, you know, that's game over, you know? There's no stopping this guy realistically, you know? Like, the distance that it would take for someone to, you know, at least get there before he even touches her, like, in any form, right? Would be, it's too much of lengths away, you know what I mean? Like, the police could come out, but we don't really know exactly where the police is, right? They usually come from, like, the outside, but they're probably here where Chris also comes out, so.
it's pretty cool, right?
That's wild.
That's
And then
wild.
out of nowhere, he just stood up and started heading towards me. Do you want me to get you something to drink?
Oh, God, I might get you something to drink. You better get out of there, Casey. Fuck the drink. Can I get something to drink? No. And speaking of drinks, right, let me get myself a little bit of that water. Anyway. Oh, shit, man. Like, oh, man. I am so curious. Again, like, I haven't seen this one, but I'm so curious to see what Chris is going to tell this guy, right?
In my chair. That's pretty cool, right?
Because I am intrigued
And then
right now.
out of nowhere, he just stood up and started heading towards me. Do you want me to get you something to drink?
Oh,
He was definitely
shit.
heading towards me for
fuck.
something.
Well, okay, thank you, Chris. Oh my goodness gracious, man. That shit had me. Is that a dog right there? That's a dog right there. Oh my goodness, right? Wow, why did I notice that out of all things? I guess, like, I don't know, like, it's like we have this, you know, Chris is like all in shadow, right? Then it's like, what's this plant? And then, like, what's this square? What's this outlet? And then what's this dog, right? God, my ADHD mind is, you know, cooking right now. Anyway. God, I mean, oh man. And plus, what is this painting too? Like, you know, what is this painting right here? Wait, okay, it might be, okay, wait. This, what, okay, look. Honestly, it's not as bad, right? I've seen some pretty bad ones, but anyway, let's get back to the thing. I want to see this from the very beginning, right?
If you push those buttons, I got him to sit in the chair, and I was just sitting on the edge of my chair. That's pretty cool, right?
That's wild.
That's
And then
wild.
out of nowhere, he just stood up and started heading towards me. Do you want me to get you something to drink? He was definitely headed towards me for something.
Jay, have a seat right over there where you were, please.
No.
What's happening? Please, sit down.
My goodness. Just look at the size comparisons, right? Like, he is taller than Chris, right? I know Chris is tall. Chris is actually pretty tall. I was told he was 6'3", but I think he's 6'1". But I may be incorrect. If he's 6'3", that's even more impressive, right? Because this guy's definitely above that. You know, I might actually, like, check his wiki to see how tall he actually is, right? But we'll see how we feel about it at the end, right? But
What's happening? Please, sit down. What's going on?
I thought this was never going to happen.
You thought this was never going to happen.
Yeah.
What?
And what do you think this is?
It's not good.
Now, what was your plan here tonight?
Have a time.
Have a fun
Have a fun time. They say just have a time. I go, okay.
plan here tonight.
I could also have a time.
Have a time.
Have a fun time.
Yeah.
With a girl who told you she was how old?
I think it was 13.
do it.
And how old are you?
Okay, I was gonna say, do not try to lie, right? Do not try to lie, right? It's not gonna work. But at least this guy's coming off as kind of like dumb enough to just admit everything. But I don't know, like this guy's unsettling me. I don't know.
Told you
Maybe
she
it's
was
his
how
height.
old?
I think it was 13,
And how old are you?
34.
He says he drove an hour and 42 minutes to get here.
Oof. Christ, I wouldn't even go down like 10 minutes to go down and visit somebody I like, right? Now, I wouldn't even do that, right? Imagine going over for 2 hours to meet up with, a minor, right? That's crazy. But I am gonna say, right, a little bit of lore of what's happening right now in my time that I'm in right now. Today is Saturday, a day before you're seeing this, hopefully, right? And it is extremely late compared to when I usually record, right? It's actually 8:27 p.m. I usually try to record earlier than that, but I fell asleep hard as hell today. I don't know what happened. I ate, and then I just passed out, right? Passed out for like 5 hours. I don't know. I guess I was just, I was also bored, so I didn't really have much to do. So I woke up kind of like disoriented. But I'm like, God, I had to record today, right? I had no opportunity yesterday, right? I was doing some stuff, so I was like, I need to record today. But then I'm like contemplating, like, do I even have to, right? Like, sometimes I don't feel motivated enough. But then I look, at my comments. I know it sounds kind of cheesy. But I look at my comments, I'm like, you know what? I promised to do one for Sunday, right? So I'm going to do it, right? I'm going to do it.
During that drive at all, did you think, man, this was a bad idea?
Yeah,
I have a
that's
problem.
exactly what I thought. Should have turned around. Should have thought about it.
Have you met other people before on the internet?
Sure, consent. Older. I mean, everybody's old, that I've never done
Everybody's
this before.
old.
What made you...
God, it sounded like me, right? Everybody's ancient, right? And also a little bit, I found myself to have a little bit of lore accuracy for that, right? Because possums do not live for long, right? So, like, in actuality, right, for an opossum age, right, being above 25 is actually, like, really, really, really old, right? Most, like, domesticated possums live for, like, 1 or 2 years, right? So, and it's very sad that they live for so little, but in lore-wise, right, with the opossum thing, right, it makes sense for anyone, like, above 25 to be ancient to me, you know what I mean? But that's just a little joke thing.
Bad idea.
But
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. Should have turned around. Should have thought about it.
Bad
42 minutes to get here.
And during that drive at all, did you think, man, this was a bad idea?
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. Should have turned around. Should have thought about it.
Have you met other people before on the internet?
Sure, consent. Older. I mean, everybody's old, that I've never done this before.
What made you decide to do this for the first time tonight?
Wow, it crossed my mind. I seen this show and I'm like,
oh my God, he knows about the show. Holy fuck. Time for cursing, right? But oh my God, he knows about the show. He showed no inkling of that being the case, right? Because he's like, I was afraid of this happening, right? I thought he meant like being caught, I thought he meant being caught, but now he just like for real just acknowledges the show, right? Chris is gonna be like, you've seen my shows before, right? Sadly, Chris, this is gonna be the last one you ever do, right, for NBC. But I was gonna say, like, these guys fail to mention the chat, right? They always do, because I don't know if it's a guilty thing, right? Because like imagine like bringing it up yourself that you talk to a minor this way, right? It's a bit embarrassing and it's also just wrong, but they're like, I should have never, driven this far, or I should have never like visited the house. You should have never messaged them, period. You know what I mean? It should have started there. But I'm sure that they're not even thinking about that, in this moment. I'm sure they're thinking like, I should have never showed up here, right? If I never showed up, Chris would never caught me, I would have never been on the show, which is correct. But I'm just saying, should have just done it from the start, just not.
I've never done this before.
What made you decide to do this for the first time tonight?
Chris looks so good, by the way.
It crossed my mind. I seen this show and I'm like,
You seen which show?
This one.
This show.
Yeah.
Oh,
What was your reaction when you've seen the show before?
poor guys.
Okay. It's just
See, Chris is now sitting down because he know. Oh man, that's so good. That's Loki, so good. Chris knows that this guy knows. I'm repeating that a lot, but he knows that James knows about the show, right? Therefore, he feels more comfortable knowing that James probably would not try to kill him. You know what I mean? I feel like, which to be fair, it's a very good, correlation to make, right? If James Fowler knows that he's on a TV show surrounded by police, right, he's not gonna jump at you. You know what I mean? So it makes sense. He feels a lot safer to sit down, right? Because to be honest, I would not feel safe to sit down with this guy. You know, he looks like someone who could be very volatile, bro, very instant. Something just switches and he's on your ass. You know what I mean? Pause. But about the show, actually, about Chris. That's what I was gonna mention. Chris Hansen, I've been seeing all of his posts on Instagram. Yo, he's so good, I love him so much. I really do, Sometimes I hate on him, but it's just, it's tough love, right? Because Chris hasn't had an amazing record, But as of now, Chris Hansen is in my good graces, I love his ass, And I was thinking this earlier, but I'll tell you later. I'll tell you later. I'll tell you later.
You've seen which show?
This one.
This show.
Yeah.
And what was your reaction when you've seen the show before?
It was bad. It's just bad. That's all I can say.
What the people were doing was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you say here that you like to pleasure
insane.
people and be pleasured.
Yeah.
Now this is a 13-year-old girl.
Yeah.
That is insane, because I'm like connecting the dots of what's like happening, right? Because when predators have seen the show, there's almost like a bit of there's something there more to grab than just like a predator who's never seen the show, who doesn't know who Chris is. Because imagine I tell you, right, in that house right there's a lot of people who do drugs, right? And if you go in there, right, and there is drugs, that's kind of your fault, right? Because you had the knowledge of knowing that there was a potential of that being the case. For James Fowler, right, his knowledge that he should have gotten from the show is that do not text minors, because police do sting operations, right? And of course it's just wrong, but this is a point I'm trying to make. He knows about the dangers of this show, right? I don't know if he thought the show was canceled, because to be honest, like, I think like this segment took a long time to actually come out. I think it was like a year or two after what happened, or am I tripping? I don't know. But anyway, maybe he thought that I mean, it's like the common thing with like, just humans in general, right? Oh, it's never going to happen to me, right? The whole, they're invincible. No one's ever going to touch them. No one's ever going to hurt them, right? Or they're never going to be unlucky with things like this, right? But I just feel like if you feel nasty about what those grown-ass men are saying to these kids, why would you, in turn, contribute to that? You know what I mean? Like, that's insane to me.
Say
right?
here,
That's insane.
what the people were doing.
That's like a fan of TCAP being like an actual, predator. Like, that's insane. That's
bad.
Insane.
Yeah.
Now you say here that you like to pleasure people and be pleasured.
Yeah.
Now this is a 13-year-old girl.
Yeah.
You talk about how having sex for the first time may be painful for the girl. And then you sent these pictures.
Oh, I forgot about these godforsaken pictures, right? Oh my goodness gracious! It's 2004, by the way. God, man. I'm speechless. I really am. Like, James Fowler, man, this is a good ass segment, right? And on that note, right, shout out to my brother, right, Sergio, right? He's the one who recommended the video, right? Thank you for messaging me personally to give me this video idea, right? He's my big brother. No, we're not related, but he's a pretty cool guy, right? But anyway, if you ever actually want to like recommend me something, don't fear texting me, right? You could actually just send me a video if you want, right? But I won't bite you, right? But yeah, he recommended this video, right? So far, it's a banger, right? So I've been enjoying it, right? If you have other videos, again, you can send them to me on my Instagram, right? It's fine. I'm not gonna like hurt you or something, right? But yeah, that's the shout out for the day, right?
You talk about how having sex for the first time may be painful for the girl. And then you sent these pictures.
Yeah.
You ever been in trouble before? You have been?
Yeah.
What was the actual criminal charge against you?
Having sex with a minor.
Having sex with a minor.
What? Okay, I'm yelling and people are kind of asleep. Well, my brother doesn't. You shout out to my brother, right? He doesn't care when I'm recording, right? Like, I'm yelling towards his room, right? So he can pretty much kind of hear me. but he says it's fine, right? But I'm yelling over here. I'm sorry. Let me get all that.
You talk
again.
about how having sex for the first time may be painful for the girl. And then you sent these pictures.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna be just transparent with you. I was checking my phone to see if I actually shout out the right person, because like sometimes I get people mixed up. But it is my brother Sergio, right? Sergio. I have a problem saying names, by the
You
way.
ever been in trouble before?
Sometimes.
You have been.
Yeah.
What was the actual criminal charge against you?
Oh my
Having
God.
sex with a minor.
Having sex with a minor.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
Sex with a minor.
Oh my God. God, the second time is no better, I'm sweating. I'm actually sweating. Why am I sweating? But this guy is an actual predator. Holy hell. Like, there's always a comparison to make, right? When someone who, is doing this for the first time, right? Someone who is just, deprived of any social interaction comes to meet a minor, right? Then there's the actual predators that, have experience with this kind of stuff, right? We're seeing this in the flesh, right? This guy's, oh Jesus Christ, this guy's an actual predator. Holy hell. I did not know that.
Criminal charge against
I did not know that. Like, sometimes it's very hard to tell because, what do you really see in someone to know that they've, committed a sex crime before? You know what I mean? Sometimes, people could say that they could kind of sense it, which I guess it can be the case, right? It just depends who it is, but there's some people who definitely go under the radar. You know what I mean? I'm sure, in your neighborhood, there's probably, a sex offender in there somewhere, right? And you just never know, right? Which is kind of scary. You just never know. You could be in, at work or something, or you can be in a store and you just walk past one, you know what I mean? Without even knowing. It's just, oh, Christ almighty.
Having sex with a minor.
Having sex with a minor. Okay.
Ooh.
That's right. He's a convicted sex offender. In 1995, he pleaded guilty to
95.
one count of unlawful sexual intercourse. He says it was a big misunderstanding. That the girl showed him a fake ID saying she was 18.
You're right. Let me give you my thoughts about something like that, right? I'm gonna need you to sit down. Oh shit! I'll open my door. Give me a second. Let me shut this door. Anyway, let me give you my thoughts on that. Of course, but people who say that are always lying. Always. I've never actually seen a person who has said that has been telling the truth about something like this. Always. Everyone I've ever seen saying that it was a misunderstanding has always been lying. I've seen it countless of times. Not even just on TCAP, but I mentioned the show a lot. But Steve Wilkos, there was an actual segment where a dude also said literally the exact same thing. This is such a common tactic for predators. It's insane how, again, like, all of them connect in a way and kind of say the same things. The guy legit said, oh yeah, so basically, I'll tell you a story because, I'm just talking, but basically the story is that this guy was at a Walmart and a girl went up to him and told him, hey, like, I just broke up with my boyfriend or something. I think is how the story went. Or like, she was going through something and that she would pay him $200 to sleep with her, right? And that she showed him fake ID. And after all that, he gets convicted, and then he's now with his new girlfriend when he's out, and they're trying to prove that he's innocent. But then the lie detector test comes out and it says that he is lying and that he actually did do that and knew that she was a minor, and that whole story was all a lie. It always happens that it's always the fake ID. It's always the, they wanted to do this to me. Like, what makes you so special? You know what I mean? That's something I don't want to really think about, but what makes them so special that someone would just be like, oh, I need you to sleep with me right now? You know what I mean? Whatever, man. What a big ass lie, and I hate it. It's such a stupid lie.
That's right. He's a convicted sex offender. In 1995, he pleaded guilty to one count of unlawful sexual intercourse. He says it was a big misunderstanding. That the girl showed him a fake ID saying she was 18.
Crazy.
Well, you've seen the show before, so you know that this is about the time where I need to tell you who I am. I'm Chris Hansen, and I'm with Dateline NBC.
Who's that?
And this is To Catch a Predator.
Yeah.
He's in no hurry.
I thought so. I didn't want to be on his ass this early on, but I'm pretty sure I just saw Ron Knight walk here, right? I just didn't want to stop it, but I just got confirmed, right? Like, there he is right there. I think that's him, right? And if it's not, then I'm wrong, and that's the first time I've ever been wrong. But he's right here. Look, see? He's right here. Ron Knight is right there. You can't tell me that otherwise. Right? That is him. God, I love Ron Knight. Right now, Ron Knight, man. I wonder if he's on Instagram. I doubt it, but if he was, I would definitely follow him, right? Ron Knight, if you're out there, right, hit me up, right? Hit me up. But what am I saying? Anyway, back to the topic at hand. I think there is some police interrogation that they show on here, but I am curious to see how his court case went. You know what I mean? I don't know how long this video is, right? But if it's not long enough, I will throw in the wiki. But yeah, we'll see.
I need to tell you who I am. I'm Chris Hansen, and I'm with Dateline NBC. And this is To Catch a Predator.
Yeah, that is wrong.
He's in no hurry. He knows what's waiting for him outside.
Sheriff's office, come on down. Come on.
Whoa. Where is this at? Am I tripping? Where is this? Is this this has to be another side of the house, right? Of course it has to be, but this isn't the normal entrance that they actually make these guys come through, is it? Because I remember the front of the house, right? We saw Dustin, go up to it and come out and stuff, and I remember it very vividly, right? So I'm not being slow, right? Because that's a different... There were no stairs like that, so...
In no hurry. He knows what's waiting for him outside.
Sheriff's office, come on down.
He looks a bit like John DuPay, with the shirt. He actually does look a bit like him. He looks like John DuPay if he actually had hair and it wasn't, a meth addict. But the shirt reminds me of him.
Outside.
Sheriff's office.
Like, those could be sixes, you know what I mean? Or G's, right? Backwards G's, right? Is it G's or sixes? I think it's G's. Is it G's? No one ever knows, okay? Backwards 9. So it has to be a G. Yeah. The G shirts. Or is it a 6? Doesn't matter. Anyway, it looks like that shirt that he has on, right? With the white tee. He doesn't have any baggy pants or anything, right? But he looks a bit like him, If he had good hair and, like I said, actually healthy.
Come on down.
Come on.
Hands up where you sit. I see palms. All the way down. All the way down.
Palms. What is that? Is that a peace offering, right? That's not going to work, right? You can't bribe the police, right?
Later at the police station, he's brought into the interrogation room, read his rights, and starts answering questions.
And what were your intentions when you got here?
It's crazy for someone who's been convicted of this before, still talks. You know what I mean? It's insane. Yeah, but some people just never learn. Of course, he did it again, but you know what I mean.
Intentions to be pleasurable and pleasurable, but I might not have done the actual penetration. I just want.
Great. So basically, I'm pretty sure it does not matter at all, right? You're still enticing a minor right through the internet. You are making the kid be in danger, right? I forgot what it's called. Child endangerment, is it? No, I don't know. It doesn't matter. Regardless, you would have still caught some charges even if you didn't, do what he just said, right? I don't want to say that, but to say, man, I hate this guy. I'm so glad that this is almost over. But, and I say that when I go back, but he says that he just wanted to pleasure her. Bro, you don't think that's still as creepy as it was? If you just did, of course, what he just said, but
pleasurable and pleasurable, but I might not have done the actual penetration. I just wanted to see how it went. That's all, Okay. Now you're gonna have to define pleasurable for me.
Oh man, oh god, Sorry for pausing it too much. And to be honest, I probably should finish this because this guy's starting to get me headache. But he said that he would have never gone all the way. It does not matter, right? I don't need to tell you that, but the thing I'm trying to point out is that it's crazy how he has seen the shows and thinks that thinks this is a good defense, if you get what I mean. Because anyone who's smart enough and who has been convicted before, right, knows a little bit more than just the average Joe that just manages to get caught, never been in trouble before, so they talk. That is a little bit of a thing that people say that happens, right? If you've been convicted before, right, you know what to kind of do when you're talking and when you're being handled by police, right? You kind of know what to do. This guy is still talking. It's impressive.
Okay. Now you're gonna have to define pleasurable for me. Pleasure. Having
Relationship.
the lady have pleasure below. And likewise, I guess.
He says he lives with his
What? Have pleasure.
girlfriend and her 5
Girlfriend. Oh my god. This keeps on getting worse.
And likewise, I guess.
Bro has a girlfriend and is coming over to meet a minor, bro.
He says he lives with his girlfriend and her 5-year-old son.
Oh my
Does
god.
she know you chat? Yes, but she didn't know about this. I told her it was a couple. A couple? Couple, 2 people, a man and a woman. That you were coming to see? Yeah. For what? I have pleasure with couples.
Bro. Ah, man. I do not know what to say anymore. Oh my, this kid, the plot thickens. I swear to God. Now you're telling me that he told his girlfriend that he would have came over to pretty much have a threesome with the couple, right? Crazy, and she's kind of okay with that. What the hell's wrong with you? You know what I mean? Like that's very.
What? I have pleasure with couples. So she knows that you travel to have relationships.
He tells the agent about his prior conviction for sex with a minor and says he got probation. But later he was arrested for not reporting to his probation officer.
So I went back and done 37 days in the pen in Delaware.
He also admits to dating a teenager. He said,
Oh, but stop, bro, stop. It keeps on getting worse. How is this possible? It has gotten worse in like a tenth of what this video is. How is this possible? He goes from, I was gonna pause this before, he mentioned that part of the whole. He got 37 days back in jail, right, for failing to like, I don't know what it's called, meet up with your probation officer, right, to report back to your probation officer. So he got 37 days and that's it for pretty much what he did. And now he's admitting that he actually has had a relationship with a minor. Like, what the hell is happening, right? What is
says she was 18.
Oh my God.
He also admits to dating a teenager. He says she was 18, but he doesn't remember her name.
You lived with this girl and you didn't know her name. I've had a lot of girlfriends.
Oh my God.
Well, I'm sure you have, Travis, but I want to know this one's name. I don't know. I can see her face, but I
I'm sure,
can't picture her name.
Travis.
How long did she live with you? A couple months.
Like all the other men arrested here in Kentucky, he pleads not guilty.
Travis? Anyway.
Right here.
Let's see. Okay. Let's see, right? Let's see how long this video is, right? We'll see how long the video is, and then I'll report back, right? Actually, the video is really... This video is very long, but I'm just going to do it anyway. Whatever. I'm just going to do it anyway. I feel like doing it, right? See, James Fowler. Fowler TCAP Wiki. Okie dokie, let's see. Lauren Armstrong, no. Is he not on here? Well, Thomas James Fowler. Is it Thomas? I think his first name is Thomas. Thomas. Fowler? Thomas. I don't... Am I being stupid? James Fowler. Well, it's just James Fowler. Like, James Fowler is not an actual Jamis. What the fuck? James Travis Fowler. James Travis Fowler. Is he just not on the wiki? Did they fail to mention him? Travis Fowler. Is this him? Oh, well, this is something else. Okay, so he doesn't have a wiki. Well, I guess we won't be seeing his whatever it's called, right? I guess we're not watching him, right? Oh, actually, wait a minute. Sebastian Rodriguez. I'll save that. We'll watch that some other time, right? And all these, Thomas the Trucker, right? We've already seen this, but man, I am gonna mention that I'm so glad that the video's over, right? If you want to leave, go ahead, right? I'm sorry if we're talking more, but it is crazy that Chris Hansen is back, right? Because I was thinking this shit earlier today. I was like, it feels kind of, a bit sickening, not sickening, but it makes me a bit nervous that like TCAP has a stop, like after a certain point there is no more TCAP, but then I remember that Chris Hansen is still doing TCAP, right? He's doing Takedown now, and those are very, very good, right? So I'm happy that he's back, right? It means more content for the channel, right? It means that I don't have to stress so much about, this is the last guy I'll ever do, right? And there, I just disappeared to the void, right? And plus, there's also Skeet Hansen. I know people have been telling me to watch him too, but I just don't want to like, I don't want to like rip on his content, right? I don't want to be that type of guy, and I would ask him, but I feel like he wouldn't even pay attention, or he wouldn't like actually get my message at all. So if enough people want me to look at Skeeter Gene, right, just tell me. I'll review one of his older ones. So if you're gonna recommend me one, please recommend me one of his older ones, right? Like nothing that just came out, like his most recent video or something, right? I want to rip on his newer stuff. So if you want me to do Skeeter Gene, right, maybe we'll do it in the middle of a week. Tell me which one you want, and then we'll do it, right? But anyway, we'll leave it there. James Fowler was definitely a memorable guy, to me at least, right? For being someone who is actually very well versed in being a sex offender, which is not a good thing. And also his height, because you just heard me, right? His height is very intimidating, and all that. But anyway, we'll leave it here, and have a good day, right? Goodbye.